Assalamu alaikum. In today's lab, we will be covering domain name server, email server, and web pages, right? So all of them will be covered in a single set of lab. Basically, होता क्या है? How a web page is designed, ठीक है? So you have to go through the HTML documents if you want to go into the basic coding language HTML itself. So basically we will just go through a very minor page layout, right? So you should know about how you start building a document, how it should have a startup statement, then you have to end it with this statement, right? HTML documents always start with this command, right? इसी तरह अगर आपने बीच में कहीं पैरा ऐड करना है, so these two commands are used for para adding, right? So plus इसी तरह if you want to add links in your documents and you want to specify that, let's say if you are going for a specific link, then you will mention it with h reference and the specified version, and a is usually added for your link addition, right? This is the kind of command when you use it in HTML to add links, right? इसी तरह if you want to add an image in an actual HTML document, you have to go through this specific command, right? And it should specify the source where your actual image is placed. Let's say it's in C, then the specified folder, then this is the name of your image with the type of extension it's using, right? And then you give an alternate option. If your image is not displayed, then what should be displayed in that place? Then this would be the option, right? You can change the height and width of your image, and you can add breaks. You can break the lines with the help of this command, right? Similarly, अगर आपने background change करना है, if you want to add a header, you can use this command, ठीक है? इसके बाद whatever you want to type for your header, you can add it. If you want to place some specified paragraph in center, you can use this command. You can tag a file, you can add a table, right? A specific row of a table के लिए you can use tr similarly, ठीक है? So this is some very minor effect. You can also add a background color with a specified code. यहाँ पे in HTML every color is describe the specified code, right? So whenever you want to use that color, you have to type that code with a background color option, right? So in addition to that, if you want to add some styles, right? Let's say this आप normally एक word file में करते हैं. If you want to change the color of your font, if you want to add some margin line, if you want to change the direction of your the pattern of your code, then you can use font sizes, you can add margins, you can add background color, all inside the command of style, then the body of whatever you want to specify, and accordingly you close your command with this similar ending style statement, right? So this is very minor background of your HTML, and I'm just giving minor reviews, then we are directly starting the lab, right? So DNS is actually domain name server, and normally जो आपकी वेबसाइट होती है, it's nothing but an IP address. So if you want to access a web server, कोई भी, let's say it's Google or Gmail, let's say it's Google, right? Or YouTube, right? So it's not actually www.google.com. It's some IP address, right? ये कुछ इस version में होगा. But what they actually do, they assign a DNS server which actually replace the IP addresses with a specified name, because names are easy for human beings, right? They can easily pick up the name and remember it. But for me or you know कि आपको phone numbers याद करना इतना आसान नहीं होता, but we can remember the names. So this is the exact concept of replacing the IP addresses with the names, right? So there is a specified server for doing this thing. वो क्या करता है? It is being fed with IP addresses, and it assign a specific name to that specific browser, and you can replace every IP address with a specified name with the help of DNS server, right? So this entire concept will also be covered in this lab. And plus finally your email server. Email server is a kind of server which use two main protocols, right? SMTP and your POPs protocol, right? So hota ye hai कि your email service provider is using these two set of concepts, right? Let's say SMTP is the kind of mailman for you in this scenario. He picks up your mails. This protocol is designed in a pattern that it picks up your mail and deliver it to the specified destination. And POP or IMAP, which is actually POP is for post office protocol, right? So you can consider it as a postman picking up your email and dropping it on a post office, or you know, or an IMAP, right, which is Internet Message Access Protocol, right? These two alternatives are finally used to with the help of which any जो आपका recipient होता है, client होता है, they can retrieve their email with the help of these protocols. So let's move toward your lab quickly. All we are going to need is 3 set of generic PCs, a single server जिस पे हम ये सारी services activate करेंगे, a switch, and finally the connection. Right? So first of all, I'm just activating DHCP so it can assign IP addresses to everyone. But before going into that, let's assign a static IP address to this server. Let's say it's this, and I don't need a default gateway, but I'm giving it, I will be shortly giving it a DNS server, right? So DHCP, and its starting IP address is, let's say it's 100, right? And I'm giving it a name, add, right? So let's just on the service and give IP addresses to each. Okay, I should be giving the DNS server option as well, and going in the DNS and giving it a, let's say it's for Google, right? And the address is for this specified, ये आपका name है, and this is the address for which I am naming this, right? And I'm turning it on, and plus I'm typing it here as well, right? So let's just redo it. Okay, यहाँ पे आपका DNS server भी अब appear हो रहा है. So moving toward my second system. And finally जो आपका last one है. Okay, so I have activated DNS service, and there's already a built-in जो आपकी web page है. It's already here. I can just visit it by this version, right? So it's you can see file starting with HTML, ending with it. This makes centered font size here, which is for Cisco packet tracer. Let's just change it to whatever you want to do. Page font size, it's centered. Then there is a welcome to then there are some links, right? You can see the links, and that then the HTML is closing, right? So this service is also presently on, and finally I will be checking it presently, and I'm just turning on the final service, which is domain name, email service, right? So I'm setting it for, let's say, gmail.com, and let's say I'm setting 3 set of user. Let's just set only 2, right? And by chance both of them has the same password. So okay, so let's make her okay. Now I will be trying to activate this service on email. पहले email check करते हैं, बल्कि let's check the web server, which was 10.0.0.1. let's go for it. This is my web page, right? uh, Plus I can also access it by, because I've named it Gmail, so sorry, Google, so it should also access with this link. Okay, so it can be accessed with the help of domain name server and just the IP address, so both are working. Now I'm moving toward my email side, and your name is, and your email address. Okay, the incoming server is 10.0.0.1, or you can also write Gmail 10.0.0.1. Outgoing is the same, username is, and password is, I'm saving it. It's the kind of, your first time job log in करते हैं, that's the same concept here. Similarly आप इसमें भी करेंगे. Going for email, this is right. Similarly आप अपना एड्रेस स्पेसिफाई करेंगे सर्वर का. You can also write gmail.com, right? Username is, right? Okay, now this is the concept of email जो वहाँ पे it's setup of sending email, right? So let's say this is Sana's PC and she want to send an email to Sarah, right? And let's say the subject is hi, right? And she's sending the subject, right? So the email has been sent and it has been successful. So let's just move toward the PC of Sarah and we will check it out here. And received email, and here is an email from Sarah, and this is what she has sent to from Sana, and this is what has been sent, right, from receiving pop 3 server. So this was the kind of uh, details of sending and receiving an email, how you actually design a website with the help of HTTP service, right? How you can add changes to it, whatever you want to add. Let's just actual में क्या होगा, you will be saving a notepad file with any extension. So let's just add some headers, right? If you want to add some headers, I'm just trying to save my time and show you. Let's say I'm just randomly adding headers, right? Because it's first header and then there's a para. Okay, so let's just check it on a PC. I'm sitting on a PC and I want to check Gmail. Sorry, Google.com. What's new in Google.com? Okay, the Google gone different. It's talking about some new atmosphere, hip hop environment, which this was the new header which I have added. यहाँ पे क्योंकि एक arrow नहीं लगाई थी, so this statement is appearing. So this is all for your DNS, email server and web page designing. So Hafiz.